Hello. Hello. Angela Wolf here. I'm like watching that going, oh, it was seriously snowing the last 2 days here in Michigan. It went from 80 to 0. So I couldn't resist. Hey, Wolfpack, how are you? Welcome. Say hi. This is Behind the Scenes. And as you know, I'm Angela Wolf, and I have a fabulous guest for you today. So Barbara's been on here before, but we've never shared the whole story behind Allbrands and what's happening at Houston Quilt Fest. So I thought you would really enjoy that. And of course, there will be a giveaway at the end, and you know how that works. I'll let you know later on what you have to say, but stay. We are on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, so you can say hi. I can see all your comments and questions. Now, let's bring Barbara to the party. Hey, Barbara, how are you?
Oh, I'm so wonderful, but I'm cold.
Did you just see what was out my window? Now, it wasn't quite that much snow. That was last year, but still. So, what's behind you? Beautiful quilt. Let me see that.
Thank you. I actually made this on my brother 10 needle machine using the stippling in my design center. Quilted it all by myself.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I need to do it.
I love that because we're going to be talking about Houston Quilt Fest, and we're also going to be talking about Allbrands in general. But someone asked me the other day, you don't really quilt, do you? And I said, well, actually, I do. Ever since they came out with quilt embroidery, I'm all over that. So I think you hit that one right in the head.
Well, I'm so happy to be here with you and the Wolfpack. Love you guys. Oh my gosh. And thank you for everything that you do, Angela. You are just amazing to the industry.
Well, this is so much fun. So a couple of facts. I don't know if you see the whole Wolfpacks rolling in, and a lot of them are from your stores, who I met many, many years ago. Everyone's saying beautiful quilt. Yes, I agree. So a couple of things, Barbara. You might not remember this, but you were actually one of the first big events I went to in Baton Rouge. You were also one of the first dealers that I went to all of your stores at that time. Although you're going to laugh on this one. How many stores do you have now?
Seven.
Okay, so all I know is I went by myself, not realizing that from store to store, geography's never been my thing. So I started in Baton Rouge, and I went through all of your stores and ended up in Houston, Texas within a 10-day tour. And I think that should be almost like an Olympian championship because it was awesome. I got to meet everyone on your staff, go to all your stores, and taught, and met so many wonderful people who are still here even today in the chat. But that was a lot of years ago.
Oh my gosh. Fun times and future fun times we're going to have as well. Definitely. I'm so excited for Houston. It's just in a few weeks.
I would love to know, everyone watching here, are you going to be at Houston Quilt Fest? We have you're in a new booth this year, so why don't you tell them where you're going to be?
Yeah, so allbrands.com is hosting the brother booth at the Houston International Quilt Festival. It's November 3rd through the 6th. They do have a preview night on November 2nd available. And yeah, we'll be on the front row this year in booths 1108, 1208, and 1308. We have tons of educators that are going to be there, including yours truly, Angela Wolf, who we all know and love.
I can't wait, Barbara. I can't wait. In fact, you had asked me to make a few outfits. So I still have my dress with all the embroidery ready to go. And I've got 2 more outfits because you're doing a Wolfpack meet and greet every single day at 11:30. So that's 11:30 Texas time in your booth.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And we even added a twist. If you show up, I know it's a quilt show, but quilt embroidery, we just talked about it. If you have an Angela Wolf pattern made up with some embroidery on it, you get an extra entry into the fabulous giveaway that you're going to do.
Yep. And I'm giving a hat. We have hats for the first 75 machine purchasers. And we have navy and white this year are our colors.
Navy and white. I love that. That's the color. That's kind of our team color for our fishing team, navy and white. Oh. I think I might even have some fishing outfits, but that won't really work for that, will it?
Yay, so Star just said I'll be there virtually. So yeah, we will be streaming the stage. So you can register at www.allbrands.com/quiltfest. We have a link to be reminded to watch the virtual option if you're not going to be there in person. But,
I think that's I think that's a great option because not everybody can travel and not everybody lives near Texas. Some people, I know a lot of people are flying in, but still they can see the great machines. Of course, as a Brother brand ambassador, I'm a little biased, but I will say we're going to be featuring all of the new Brother machines. We've got the Air Threader, the XP3, which Barbara, when the XP2 and XP1 came out, it was like, what possibly could make it even better? Well, that's where the edge-to-edge embroidery got so much easier, and I think it's going to be a perfect show for the Quilt Fest.
Yes, so the new Luminaire XP3 has okay, I've been in the industry a long time. My parents have been in the industry a long time. We're a family-owned and operated business. I've seen the Snoopy machine. Do you remember the 4x4 Snoopy machine? And the evolution of I remember the first home embroidery machine. I think it was like the Singer EU1. It was like this little thing, and then Brother came out with the Snoopy, and it was a 4x4 embroidery. It was so cool. And just the evolution of technology that Brother provides for sewers, quilters, and embroiderers is amazing. And the Luminaire XP3 of any top of the line sewing, quilting, and embroidery machine, it has never had this many features all in one machine for one upgraded model.
Well, even this last week, I had a whole group of ladies here. We were sewing, some even from Norway. And the one said, could you please sign, they all made jackets. Could you please sign the tag that's going to go in my jacket? And I thought, So I went right over to my Luminaire. Now I could do this on the Art Spirit app too now, but I went right over to my Luminaire, signed it, scanned it in. Now, and by the way, there are more options. I could have just taken a photo, but scanned it in and walked away. And a couple seconds later, she got her label. Well, actually, everybody in the class got their label. So the technology is so amazing. And I love the fact that at any age really can work on it. I mean, I know there's an age but I don't know. How old were you when you started sewing? I never embroidered when I was young. It wasn't really an option unless we did it by hand, but I think I was like 5. How about you?
Oh my gosh, I've been sewing Barbie clothes since the very beginning, doll clothes, and my mother, she's just, I wouldn't be here if she didn't start Allbrands in 76. She was a home ec major. I think I changed the subject. Did I change the subject?
No, because I want you to, because I was even asking you before. The story of your family with this business is amazing. So keep going, because that's where I was going to.
Well, my mother, Annette Douthat, chose my father, John Douthat, and he was a business major from St. Louis University. And they went off and traveled throughout the world. I think they lived in Thailand and Korea after he graduated. He actually worked for Ralston Purina. And he did some land surveying on the Korean border for agriculture business. But my mother was a home economics major from Louisiana State University. And when they came back to the United States, she wanted to do something that she knew and loved. So she worked for a stretch and sew franchise in the 60s, and they didn't think that they were going to be able to have children, so they wanted to start their own business. And so my father, being a business major, and my mother loving sewing, they just decided to start their own stretch and sew franchise store. And then right after they started the store, they had 2 kids within 2 years.
So much for that, right?
And my father loved it. He learned how to service the sewing machines, and my mother was teaching classes and ordering fabric. And so they branched off from the Stretch and Sew franchise, and they made their own business. And it was actually pre-internet. That was in '76. It was called Fashion Fabrics and Sew Knit Distributors.
Wow. Wow.
And
Now
that's where I learned that.
I didn't know that part. And in fact, the Stretch and Sew, it just took me right back to sewing with my mother. Those were all the patterns she used. The stretchy fabric, that was like the old school polyester back then. Remember those? I used to always tell my mom, if you walk really fast in those pants, they'll probably start on fire.
I hope that trend comes back. I love the idea of sewing stretch fabrics.
Oh, I do too. I'm just so happy that the fabrics have gotten a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit. They've changed them just a little bit. So when you guys started Allbrand, or I would say you guys, because you weren't there yet, but you're still part of the fam. When they started that, the really cool part is so I graduated from college in March of '94, and I just missed all like the computers. I never had a computer back then. In fact, I mentioned typing the other day and somebody was laughing. Yeah, I was terrible at it. But either way, I never had a computer. But in 1995, I'm reading that you guys started the first, basically the sewing and vacuum online. And that was even before I even had a computer, which amazes me.
So yeah, my twin brother, actually, whose name is John Frederick Douthat, is a computer genius. I'm the one that's like loud and all out there and on this video thing, and he's the one behind the scenes, just like making everything happen. He was on the phone with me right before I got in this video. I was like, John, my internet, help me. And he's always rushing to help, and I love him so much. He's just like completes me. I always tell him together we make one really awesome person.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I go out there and I meet people and do events, and he fixes things and makes things work. But he was, my math may be wrong, I think 13 years old. And he said, Dad, why aren't you on the internet? Because they were making and mailing catalogs with knitting machines and sewing machines all across the United States and Canada. And they'd answer the phone and say, Allbrands and Sew Knit Distributors, how may I help you? And so we found out what dial-up internet was and put allbrands.com in motion, and we were the first internet retailer for sewing machines and knitting machines on the World Wide Web.
That is absolutely amazing. I was doing the math on when your website started. I totally forgot that you guys are way younger than I am. And I'm thinking, yeah, how old? 13 years old to come up with that. Well, you two do make a good team. Actually, your whole family does. But you two, as being twins, you do make the best. We all need a twin. So speaking of, that's one of the things that you guys have done actually especially with Houston Quilt Fest through the years. You've been a forward thinking on all of that, having a stage, having presenters. I remember us getting in a lot of trouble. I think it was me in particular because I have a loud mouth. I was presenting and the show's like, you need to stop. Take those microphones off. We can hear you all the way at the other end.
Well, that's why I'm really... Go ahead.
No, but I think that was what's really awesome. But then you started live streaming, and that's where the technology came in. So it really allowed you to showcase what you have worldwide.
Yeah, and I got to thank you for that, Angela. When the pandemic hit in 2020, I was getting on my phone and doing Facebook Lives here and there, but you really took the sewing industry under your wing and gave us the resources that we needed to send education to everyone. So thank you for that.
Well, thanks, Barbara. I was just a little helper into letting everyone know it's not that hard, just make it work. And I know live streaming has become an everyday thing, but you would think but there's a lot to it, as you know. But I didn't have John to call yesterday when my internet. I'm going to start putting him on dial.
You can call him. He's happy to help.
And that's another thing is during COVID, you and your family really upped the game with your live shows and education. I think one of the things that I really admire about you, Barbara, and I think this is something that we both have in common, is there's, you have great machines, you have great product, but not everybody wants to watch like a sales show. They want to be educated and entertained, which I've seen you sing and play the guitar. So, and I think that you've really hit that on the head. You have a private Facebook group that a lot of the people are in your, it's called, is it Allbrands Forum? Is that what it is?
Allbrands.com, So Forum on Facebook.
So Forum. Gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's something, and I recognize a lot of people in there, and they're all sharing things that they make. But all right, before we go back to the Houston Quilt Fest, I have to ask, because when I was reading, I feel like I know your family so well because I see them so much, and I love your dad to death. I love all your family. Sorry, when your mom passed out, I know that was not easy, but your dad is one of my favorite people, and every time I see him, he has a smile. He makes me feel like I'm like a superstar and you could do nothing wrong. But he always adds a few tips too, because he always has some fatherly wisdom. But I had no idea that he was in the Sewing and Vacuum Hall of Fame in Louisiana. So you have to tell me about this, because I was reading it going, how did I miss this?
So there's an organization called SDTA VDTA, which is Sewing Machine Dealers Trade Association, and so my father was in the Hall of Fame, but he's been contributing to help other dealers for as long as he's been in business. I remember the stories of when we were the first internet retailer of sewing machines, and it was a very scary time for brick and mortar stores, which we are also a brick and mortar store. But my father held classes at that dealer trade association to teach other dealers how to begin their own websites, because he has the mentality of a rising tide raises all ships. So if you help the sewing machine market as a whole, then everyone will do well. And he's just been very helpful for dealers, other dealers across the United States.
Yeah, he's helpful to a lot of people. And in fact, when I went to the Houston Quilt Fest the first time with you, was when, I think that was when the Dream Machine, no, I don't think, I know. It was when the Dream Machine came out, and I did not have one. I'm a brother ambassador, not an educator, so I did not have one of those machines. And I remember thinking, okay, well, I'm going to do a demo on stage with some of the newest technology with scanning. And I remember getting the manual and just reading the whole thing. I remember my husband looking at me going, what are you doing? I've never read a manual my whole life, I don't think. I just figured it out, right? I said, I'm reading the manual. One of the most amazing. I did find 6 misspelled words. That's how well I read it. But anyway, showed up at Houston Quilt Fest, and I was a little nervous, and your dad was like, hey, let me show you a couple things on here. And it was a couple of things I was just a little bit perplexed about. And that was it. He's amazing. And you probably don't know this fact, and I see a lot of people saying, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I see some of your store managers here saying hi. So, but my first machine, and I had to go back and double check. So it would have had to been after I bought a computer, which after that, there was no turning back. I started editing fishing videos and all that stuff. That's kind of where I love technology. But I bought my first cover stitch machine. Guess who from online? You.
You.
Yes. So I have to laugh about that because I was going back, and I'm 99% sure, because you were the only website that I actually knew about to go to find sewing things. If you did an internet search, it was you. My first blind stitch machine, because I ran a custom apparel business for 15 years. So I had to have like everything that made garments look professional, and I had to have a blind hemmer, and I got that from you as well. So, and I still have it in the back. I still use it. It still works. And I just think it's amazing how funny that through time, we were connected this way, which is amazing. Everybody's saying hey to you. Yes, Allbrands is amazing. Oh, thanks, Zena.
We have the coolest customers. I must say, I've done almost every position in this company. And even now I'm in school going to get my MBA while I'm in the company. with
You
my
are?
brother and father. Yes, I am.
Oh,
I'm in school.
congratulations.
That's for the future. We'll celebrate later.
That sounds wonderful.
But our customers are so cool, and they're so varied too. Like, we get customers from California and New York that are running big productions, Broadway and Cirque du Soleil, and all these kind of cool like designers of fashion. We have like the home sewers and embroiderers. We have the crafters. There's just so many different customers. We've had a lot of philanthropic customers that ask for like machines that are sending them to sewingmachineproject.org. We sent some machines to people in different countries that needed support. It's just really great to be able to like connect with all the people out there that sew.
Yeah, and I've watched some of, I don't know if it was posted on social where I saw it, but I saw some of the projects you were working on, and it was so encouraging. And I saw somebody here saying, boy, during COVID, there was a lot of friends that were made. Yeah, that was. And that's when we all connected online. And I also saw some projects you were doing, helping with machines, helping with masks and all those things, staying right with, I know you said we'll talk about this later, but how on earth do you have time to study and run everything that you're doing? Like
a lot of great help.
a lot of great help. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Everyone says they know you'll succeed. Of course you will. So the last time I saw you was at Brother B2B. And I know some of you were watching as we did the live show, went through and saw some of the new technology. Do you have one favorite thing? Well, especially it's going to be at Houston Quilt Fest, but do you have one favorite thing from Brother, or was there a combination of things that you love for their new products?
Whew. I have got to say, that's a toughie because they're so cool. I absolutely adore my Luminaire. I don't know what I would do without it. Like, and the Scan and Cut and my 10 needle, they're all great for different things. But I think what I saw, like when the light bulb went off, is improving edge-to-edge quilting on the XP3 Luminaire. And I saw it abbreviated the other day, E to E, which I thought was really cool. I was like,
that is
edge to edge. But it's basically like you can pick through some preset designs in the XP3 Luminaire, and you give the machine the whole dimensions of your full quilt, and you can like turn it differently to configure it differently. And then they have this new magnetic hoop that just came out that makes it way easy to rehoop and everything. And you just put your piece quilt in there and you move it around. And you know what I love about it, Angela? It's foolproof. It's foolproof.
Oh, it is foolproof. And I could even attest to that. As I mentioned, I'm not a big quilter, but I love designing fabrics. So for me, well, actually, I'm kind of getting into quilting, but more so on the garment side. I love designing fabric. And when I saw that and how easy it is to maneuver and move the fabric, I tested it right off the bat. It worked perfectly. So not even a mistake. I even used some scrap fabric because in case I made a mistake. And then I was like, darn, why did I waste all that time? It looks fantastic.
I get so nervous after I love piecing. I love the simplicity of making a quilt, cutting up perfectly beautiful fabric and then putting it back together again in unique, configurations. But like after I spend days piecing a quilt and cutting it and doing all of that, the stress of putting the free motion quilting together, and I'm not sending it off to anybody to get it done. I want to do everything myself so that when I hand it to someone, say, here, I made this for you.
Yeah, actually, I got to share this with you.
Okay.
I'll be right back because somebody just gave me the most beautiful gift. So I'm going to leave you up for a second. I'll be right back.
Well, I can't see the comments here, but let me know if you've tried edge-to-edge quilting. You can do it on any embroidery machine. They have different designers that create designs that you can use and softwares and things like that. But the Brother XP3 Luminaire has a new built-in feature that's like a snap.
It is a snap. Hey, Barbara, if you are on private chat, just switch to chat and you can see the chat on your computer.
I do see them. Okay.
Here's everybody. Okay, so you have to see this. So the last few weeks I've had some ladies here in the studio, and Sharon made this beautiful 9 Sisters quilt. I won't be able to get the story out because Barbara, it was like a tearjerker. So she called this the 9 Sisters. And Sharon, if you're on here, be sure to say hi. There's the quilt. And she said it reminded her, well, actually, I have to show you the label too, because I can't even imagine how long this took. But here's the label. I don't want to spill it in my coffee. I think the camera will focus there if I get my head out of there. Maybe. There we go. So, okay, Barbara. So she said, and this kind of reminds me of the whole sewing industry in general. She said she made this because it reminded her of the 9 Sisters. There was 9 of us sewing that day. And then each corner, there's more that go out. And she said that's kind of what reminds her of me, where I've created a community. And it brings into what you're talking about with the quilting and the sewing. It was such a tearjerker. And Sharon, I still can't get the whole story out, so you have to forgive me. I should have just recorded you saying it. But now this is my treasured quilt, and I'm just so happy to have it. And it's a great reminder when I'm here with you. Look at what the sewing community has brought together, right? All the fans that you see in the comments. And by the way, you missed all those comments then that were like, we love Allbrands, best customer service. They love your stores. And many of them are mentioning they're going to see us in Houston. So just a really cool thing, a very cool thing.
Very cool. I can't wait. And my other brother, Robert, is going to be at the Houston Quilt Festival this year. Again, he is actually a film director and equipment renter in New York. So he works on movies and movie sets and does editing and all of that. So once a year, I get him to come and work Houston Quilt Festival with us. And he is going to be doing the cameras for the main stage, which you will be on.
Yes.
Talking about the Luminaire.
Going to be very exciting. The Luminaire, I'm going to have a hard time not sharing things about the air thread serger because that is so cool. All you do is hit a button. Uh-oh. Are you trying
to the word is out, Angela. The word is out on the air thread serger, and guess what? It's going to be there at Houston Quilt Festival, and you're going to be there, and Emily Thompson from Life So Savory is actually going to do a demonstration on the stage on the airflow serger, and she's going to be showing sewing for kids wear on it, and we have a special option on one of the top of the line machines where you could choose that as an extra. You'll have to wait and see. But Barb Michaelachak is going to have that one next to it. So we have actually 3 prototypes are going to be there to show for pre-order. It will be available, I think, in January. So
that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, the air threader is going to be pretty amazing, I would have to say. So the deals, by the way, that you have. So for those that have never been to Houston Quilt Fest, some of you are going to watch it virtually. Some of the machines you can't buy online, so you have to come to the show. But the deals that you have and you've had there, and I've had some people ask me in the past, is it worth going? I'm thinking if you're going to buy a higher end machine, if it's the 10 needle, 6 needle Luminaire, it is definitely worth going because your deals I've not seen in other places. And I want to mention something because some people might think, okay, you have a booth at the Houston Quilt Fest, big deal. But you have classrooms. How many machines in classrooms are you going to have?
All this information stuffed in my head. Thanks for pulling it out. We have 100 classroom machines this year, and these machines are so cool. 75 of them are the new wireless Brother SE2000 machines that work with the Art Spira app. We have it available already. You can like pre-order it, but we're opening them. They're brand new in 3 of the classrooms, 25 machines each. And we'll box them up after the show, and we can ship them to you if you purchase it, or you can pick it up at the show. We also have 25 of the PQ 1500S. Those are those high-speed straight stitch workhorse machines. A lot of costumers love that machine. But the SE2000 with wireless works with the new Art Spira app, which just came out, which is so exciting, and the digital design database transfer Windows program. So maybe I'll explain both of those really quick in a nutshell.
I think that's a good idea because number one, the Art Spira app, we have been talking about a little bit, but mention it some more. And don't forget, go on your phone. All you have to do is go look up the app. It's free. And I have mine. I have been playing around this so much. I don't know. Yeah. When you open it, it looks like this. Then you don't have to see all my apps. It'll open up. It's kind of, it probably won't focus right now, but there you go. Look at all the free projects.
Yay.
And
that's so
there's
cool.
A ton of stuff. So Barbara, why don't you touch on both of those a little bit, because we've been talking about that. And then the other thing you mentioned, we have not talked about on the live show at all.
So the Art Spira app is an app by Brother, and it's called, its tagline is where art and inspiration meet. So Brother just came out with a slew of wireless embroidery machines, which means you don't have to use the USB stick anymore to transfer designs. So one way to transfer a design is you download the Art Spira app, and they have free downloads, I think weekly on the app, where you can transfer from your phone directly to the machine. There's also inspiration on the app, so it'll have projects with tutorials and instructions. So cool. So you could like literally be waiting for your coffee, or sitting and waiting at the office or whatever, and just check the projects in your phone. When you get home, wirelessly transfer it. There's also a really cool thing. I think it's kind of like mini My Design Center, or a taste of My Design Center, where you can actually draw a line drawing in your phone and then transfer, it'll digitize it and transfer it to your machine. You can also trace in the line drawing feature. So cool. So that's Art Spira app, and that's available for all of the wireless Brother embroidery machines. It's a Brother exclusive app. So there's also design database transfer, and that is a download to your Windows system. And it's like a program where, have you ever bought a design and you weren't able to pull it up on your computer to preview it, and you had to go by the name of the file type and be like, oh, I don't know which one this is. Well, it has a thumbnail or like preview in it, so you can see your designs, arrange them, and then you can transfer them wirelessly to your wireless Brother embroidery machine to stitch out.
So Barbara, that one, I must have been getting coffee during that one. So this is really cool because of the fact, do you know how many files I have in the embroidery side? And like you said, I have to either bring them to the machine or put them into P software or something to find what they are. Is this something that goes with a certain machine, or how does this work?
Yeah, so any wireless machine, and they just came out with some entry-level wireless machines that are so cool, like 4x4 embroidery area, 5x7 embroidery area. They're called the NS, I think the 1850D, 1250E, and what's the other one? Oh, there's also a replacement for the old, do you remember the old PE 770s, the 5x7?
Yes.
They're like mass models. Everybody has had one. And then in a year, they upgrade to the 10 needle because they want to do tubular embroidery. But anyway, that's besides the point. They have a PE 900 now that's also wireless. It's so cool.
You know, we've talked a lot about wireless, and when at B2B, one of the comments that a lot of the Wolf Pack would ask is, what difference does it make? Can I still bring designs to my machine if I don't have wireless? Yes, but I think what we're talking about is with the new technology, with this wireless, with the Art Spira app, you literally hit the design and click send, and it's on my machine. It's so fast that you couldn't even, in fact, it's kind of fun just to keep doing it. I had my nephews here and I had them sign their names, sent them to the machine. Now, again, I could have gone to my Luminaire, scanned it in, Dream Machine, scanned it in. There's so many different ways to do things, but I think the technology is making it faster, more efficient. That's the thing.
That's what Brother is so good at. They are definitely at your side. That's why we love representing them at the Houston International Quilt Festival. And we bring in all of the best educators and ambassadors, including Angela Wolf, Cindy Hogan, to show all of this amazing technology. Heather Banks is going to be there with us this year, showing the new My Connection, yeah, it's going to be cool. Did I also mention that we're going to have some, I can't say what it is until a week and a half, but we're going to have some exciting new announcements that will be communicated the first week of Houston Quilt Festival.
Oh, you can't share yet? What?
I'll get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble, Angela. It's very exciting.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I can handle waiting just a little bit longer, but I can hardly wait to hear what it is. So, all right. So there's more people coming. We got Joanne Banco. Is going to be coming. We got Reen Wilcoxon, right? And Carrie.
Yes. Reen and Carrie are going to be there in the Designs and Machine Embroidery booth, but I have her with a Luminaire doing edge-to-edge quilting in that booth, so that's going to be really cool. Heather Banks, Barb Michaelajczyk. She's phenomenal, by the way. She is the best garment sewer I have ever seen. Like, besides you and her, it's like that would be like my person that I call for garment sewing.
You know,
her
Barb
skills are awesome.
Barb comes on the brother. Well, actually, all Barb, Cindy, all those girls come on the Brother at Your Side virtually. When Barb comes on, she will teach something. Actually, all of them do. So I can't just single Barb out. But she has, when she does that quilting, like the edge to edge and some of her InDesign, it's amazing. And in fact, I have to just say all of them, because every time I'm usually sitting here watching them, but I sew and embroider all the time, and I watch every live show because I'm in it, and I still learn something new. So I know that when they're on stage, that it's awesome. So do you still have a place where people can gather to watch the stage event?
We're going to have our main stage. And I wanted to say, too, I have to give props to Brother. Not only are they a amazing company to do business with, to purchase from, the educators that they have are so down to earth, easy to communicate with, sweet, fun. Like, they make it, they love what they do. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it's so wonderful to get inspired by people that actually love the product that they're showing.
They love what they do, and they're super talented. But going back to what happened during COVID when we were doing the live shows, I have to give Brother educators a big high five, because they all jumped in. I mean, we could go back and watch some of those episodes and have funniest moments, I'm sure, because there was like, things falling off of tables, cameras that went out, people that were upside down, but they jumped in right over their feet and said, hey, if we can't go out to educate all of you on these new machines, we'll do it right here. And they did. And that's how I got to know most of them more than I ever did. And it's so much fun. And I can hardly wait to see them at the show. So tell me some more. I think I saw you have other vendors there too, don't you, with you?
Yeah. So the owner of Sweet Pea Designs is going to do a demonstration on our stage. Her name's Allison Nash, and she's from Australia, and she makes the cutest designs. I love the company, and they do all their embroidery on Brother embroidery machine. So I was like, well, you're going to be there. You love embroidery. Show your designs on our main stage using a Brother embroidery machine, and it's going to be very inspiring. So Steady's going to be there with their ruler feet and template set. They have a new club that's coming out that actually has coordinating embroidery designs with the ruler templates for ruler quilting. And it's going to have a class program with it that's going to be very cool. Let's see, who else is going to be? Barbara Jones is new this year for Houston. Oh. She's
I didn't see that Barbara's going to be there. Okay, so that's actually when we were talking, I was like, Barbara Jones. Barbara she can do things in My Design Center that I never even realized My Design Center could do. I mean, so that's even a double whammy for you guys. She is unbelievable. And again, the knowledge that she has is incredible, but I just love watching her on My Design Center. It's like watching an artist. Barbara, if you're watching, I'm not kidding. It's totally true.
Yeah, I had her on the live show and I was just like, this is so awesome what she does. And everybody does something a little bit different in My Design Center. For those of you who don't know what My Design Center is, it's a built-in digitizing program that's in the Luminaire and 10 needle where you can draw on the screen and build shapes, and it converts it to stitches. You can also do fill stitches for quilting. She is just, I want to be like, I want some of her brain. I want to pick her brain about the My Design Center because she's
pick her brain. Oh my gosh. Okay, and you have Becky Thompson is going to be there.
Yeah. Power Tools with Thread. She's going to bring her chicken quilt, and she's going to show Simply Applique on her laptop. She's going to have a scan and cut next to the, guess what? The XP2, and we have a good but limited amount of those. So lucky for you, we are very motivated to sell those so that we can just have the new model. And we have a rock bottom price on that at the show. And you can actually just, if you haven't had a luminaire yet, you can get into it by buying the XP2 and then adding on the upgrade to it. And can I say, this part's been released from Brother.
Okay, what's this? Oh, I think I know. Yes, you can say.
Yes. So Angela Wolf's masterclass for the XP2 is available for purchase through your dealers. You do have to be in a physical location to buy it, but it'll be like a code that you access on your computer for the awesome education that you provide. How long is it? How many chapters? It's like,
oh my gosh. Yeah, it's hours and hours of binge watching from opening the box. And now it includes all the XP3 things. But, I'm really excited about this because I loved I was honored to be able to do this masterclass. And I think it's really helped a lot of people. But people who had the XP1 missed out on this because this did not start until the XP2. So now they can stop by and get the class. And it includes everything from the XP1, XP2, and XP3. But, Barbara, back to your XP2 real quick. I have some friends of the Wolfpack here that are like, should I get the XP2? Am I going to miss out on the XP3? What's the difference? Well, of course, price is a big deal. But you just said it. If they get the XP2 and they do the upgrade, it is the XP3 except for the lipstick on the top, basically.
Yep. So Allbrands is throwing in the Angela Wolf Masterclass with the XP2, but you can also add the upgrade because all accessories are 20% off at the show. So you can add on the upgrade for 20% off, bundle that in with the awesome financing that we have. 60 months on that machine. But guess what? On the XP3, we have 72 months option for financing. So I think it's like the 10 needle and the XP3, you can get a really low price per month on that through Synchrony financing, which is awesome. Makes it super affordable.
Super affordable. I see everybody they're asking more questions. If I'm missing questions, be sure to just leave them because I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read all of them. They're scrolling through so fast. Arnell just got the XP2. Congrats, Arnell. I know you were debating. And a lot of these, Jenny's going to be at Houston Quilt Fest. So I know that our hour is almost up. It goes by so fast. But I do have to ask. At the Houston Quilt Fest, you mentioned, and let's bring it up one more time, that we're doing a little fun giveaway at 11:30 every day for the Wolfpack and, of course, Allbrands fans, whoever shows up. Do you want to just mention a little bit about that and where they should meet?
Yes. So on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 11:30 p.m. Central Time, Angela Wolf is going to be doing a meet and greet in the booth. And we will take your names and you get to have pictures with her and meet the rest of the Wolf Pack, which is going to be so cool. And we'll be doing a giveaway. I think we're giving $100 Allbrands gift card and a hat bag combo to the winners. And if you wear something that you made, is that what it was?
Yeah, so if you wear one of the Angela Wolf patterns, so this will make the Wolf Pack stand out even more. It could be the Rouge Tee, it could be the Chloe Trench, which has been a really big thing, or one of the refashions that I've shown on any of the live shows. And add some embroidery so we can see that embroidery, especially super long designs like Brother has. Get a little bonus for that one. But I know you might not have that. So any embroidery on your Angela Wolf make that you made, you get an extra entry, which is pretty cool.
Yes, very,
I
very
don't
cool.
even think we're going to have to ask if they get an extra entry. We're going to see it on their garment. There's going to be embroidery somewhere. I don't care if it's just a little embroidery on your back jean pocket. That still counts. I think for sure.
Very cool. And your garments that you make are so beautiful, Angela.
Oh, thanks, Barbara. I'm working really hard on the ones coming to the fest because, it's hard for that because the weather's so iffy. Is it going to be warm? Is it going to be cold? It's freezing inside. So you have to wear layers. So you have to make a few things. Your suitcase might be a little full. That's all I have to say. But leave room because there's lots of shopping there. Lots of shopping. Did I hear that that Dime's going to be there, meaning that my embroidery designs, they probably can get those there as well.
Yeah, so we're bringing your products from Dime. We're so excited. And Dime has been very generous, and they're giving us a whole slew of thread. So anyone that watches the stage demos, at the end of each demo, we'll be passing out a free spool of exquisite embroidery thread. That's while supplies last, but we have a ton of it coming to the show. So make sure that you stop by the booth, get some education, and get a free spool of thread while you're at it.
I love that. So Barbara, I'm going to bring up, because everyone's asking, and there's a few questions for you that I'll bring up as well, but we should probably, let me make sure I open this because I did not start collecting comments during the whole show. I told everyone I was going to wait till the end. So let me bring this up so we can get ready for our fabulous giveaway for the end of today, which will be in just a little few minutes here. And then I will bring up some questions for you. I love giveaways, don't you?
I do. I love them. I'd like to give something to give away.
I think, what word should we have them say today? Allbrands?
So fun. Quilt Fest.
Quilt Fest?
Hashtag Quilt Fest.
All right. So lowercase letters, hashtag Quilt Fest. And I'll bring it up and starting to collect right now. I'll bring it up on the screen for you. If you make this comment and you are on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, there you go. You got it, Jody. Hashtag Quilt Fest. You will be entered into a drawing that Barbara's going to give away. And remind them again what you're giving away today.
I'm going to do we have a website, allbrands.com, www.allbrands.com, and I'm going to give away a $50 e-gift card code that you can use on our website.
That's awesome. So I actually listed both of our websites. Actually, Wolfpack, I know. AngelaWolf.com, allbrands.com. And if you want to get the full schedule and see what's happening at Quilt Fest, go to allbrands.com/Quilt Fest. I love that.
/ I keep saying backslash.
Well, yeah.
I need to learn.
Is it supposed to be a backslash? No, it's supposed to be a forward.
Okay. Thank you, Angela. You just corrected me.
I think
I learned something new every day.
I haven't had all my coffee yet today, so if I'm wrong, it's okay. Okay, now I have a few questions for you. I'm going to go back up here.
Great.
Dolly. Hey, Dolly, how are you? Are you having just upgrades on sale for the Are you having an upgrade on sale for XP1? I have the XP2 and just need the XP3. So you can purchase those upgrades separately, can't you, Barbara?
Yes, and we'll have all of the upgrades at the show. We're bringing a lot, but I'm sure they're going to be very popular. So sooner the better. Come and see us.
The sooner the better. Trisha, no, 11:30 at night. That's way past my bedtime.
It's a pajama party.
11:30 a.m. 11:30 a.m.
Yep.
Mary Lou. Oh, hey, Mary Lou, how are you? Will the 20% be offered on the virtual quilt show, or are you sharing that later?
I'll have to get back to you on that one. We haven't made that determination yet, but it's definitely at the show.
Absolutely. And I saw somebody asking, are you going to have any of your patterns there? No, but I will have the tailor's clapper there, and I'll have the large one and the small one that works great for embroidery in the hoop.
Yeah. And you can purchase it and get Angela to sign it, and maybe all the other ambassadors that we have there. I love mine that has everyone's signature on it.
And
so
that's what we did in the class last week. Everyone that was here, everyone signed the clapper. It's just something to save. Just don't accidentally use that side on your garments, or everybody's name will be permanently imprinted in reverse. All right. Any more questions for? Oh, here you go, Connie. What is the wireless machine you're selling after the classes?
Okay. It's called the Brother SE 2000. It replaces the SE 1900, which has been a bestseller for a number of years. So it's that same great machine. It's a 5x7 embroidery machine, but without the embroidery, it's a phenomenal sewing machine. And it's a really good size so that it's not like shaking on the table, but it's a full-size sewing machine, but it has the sideways sewing on it. It's got the drop-in bobbin, the awesome needle threader. So it's that great sewing machine, but they add the wireless feature to it, which is so cool.
I love that. You know, I think what I'll do for your virtual viewers, because I know a lot of the Wolfpack that can't make it to Texas, or sometimes they save up and come in like every other year. I will do a special giveaway of one large clapper and one small clapper during your live fest as well. And I'll ship it when I get back, and I'll sign it for you. Or I could actually bring those clappers with me and make sure you sign it as well, and your team, and then we'll send that. So we'll do that for your virtual people watching.
Oh, cool.
All right. I don't know about that quilt show, Ibby.
I saw one question about design database transfer, and I can put, can I comment?
Yeah, if you put it in I think you can put it in the private chat, and I'll bring it up for you.
All right, they can access it. I know they can access it here. We have the link on this page.
Oh, Lynn, thank you. Love you too.
That's the link. If they go there, then I have a link to where they can download the program.
Yeah, so we just talked about that. Brother is selling the master class. Dulcie, nice to see you, by the way. They are. So you have to, as Barbara mentioned, you just have to visit your Brother dealer, and then you can take that. And it works. It has all of Luminaire 1, 2, and 3 in the class that they're selling. So it covers all of them. Hey, Mary. Everyone's, it's so great to see you all. So don't forget, Quilt Fest is the word. We'll be drawing in just a second here.
I want to say I really love your community, Angela, that you have. You are so amazing.
Oh, thanks, Barbara. Well, it's not me that makes it. It's them. And that's the coolest part is that every time I see them or I get to see them in person, it's amazing. But, even like last week, I'm going to put the comment in the comment, guys, so you can see. This is the link that Barbara just posted. If you click on that, that will take you to what she was talking about. A couple of things come to mind is when you meet people at an event, you get to visit them, get photos and all those things. When you get to spend a little more time with them, if it's in a class or things like that, I mean, you make friendships for life. And look at us. Although Since I bought my machines way before I even met you, maybe I was stalking you. I don't know. I didn't even know it, Barbara. I didn't even know it. But I'm honored to be part of one of the best sewing businesses, family-owned USA businesses in the whole United States. I just love it. And the Wolfpack cherishes it too. That's why they're all here to say hi to you, because they love you as well. They love the photos that we take. So thank you, by the way. I have a quick question for you. Did you say PQ 1500s, or what 1500 are going to be in the classrooms, the quilting machine?
Yeah, so we'll have only 25 of the Brother PQ 1500 SL high-speed professional straight stitch machine. And those machines are awesome for piecing.
Yeah, those machines, I have a lot of people said, what did you sew with when you were designing clothes? Well, that was it. It sewed so fast. I had a commercial machine, but it was too loud. It was one of the older models I did not buy from you. I should have, and then I probably wouldn't have had the problem. But I used it like for a few pairs of jeans. The noise bothered me, the vibration bothered me, and the PQ 1500 I won in a fashion design contest. And I remember somebody saying to me, you will never use your commercial machine again once you use this. And they were right. That machine is amazing. It's fast, and you're going to have these for sale out of the classrooms, which means you're probably going to have a pretty good deal. If you want one of those, I would definitely make sure that you get there. Do they have to let you know at the show, or do they call you in advance, or how does that work, Barbara?
They can actually pre-order it right now online. They can also purchase it at the show and pick it up there, or they can purchase it at the show. We can ship it to them. So any option you like, give us a call. Just let us know that you want it, and we can make it happen for you.
Yeah, and that is, I wanted to mention that because sometimes you hear numbers and you don't think of, oh, what was that machine? That is the machine that if you sew a lot, and I only sew garments, and all quilters love it because it's so fast, but it has a narrower foot. It's so easy to sew. It has that pin tuck. I mean, I could talk about that for 4 hours.
Oh, me too. That pin feed, it's like this pin that goes up into the fabric, moves it back, and then goes back down again for like the superior feeding. It's so cool. And it also has drop feed.
Yes, actually, I meant to say pin feed, not pin tuck. Pin tuck is like a sewing thing, but everybody knows that I always get the terminology a little off. I agree. Susie, great to see you. So I see a lot of these people are going to be here at the Quilt Fest, which is great.
Yay. So come see us. We'll be on the front row this year, which I think is great because it's right next to the entrance, easy in and out. And the stage, I think, is going to be even more effective there because it's going to be like a little, you're going to have more room to the wall. And I think that they'll be able to hear a lot better because it won't be like a lot of people in that big, like when we're on the main aisle.
So it's booth number 1208, 1108, 1208, and 1308?
Yes.
Well, that's going to be easy to remember because those are some of my favorite numbers, 11 and 13. Now, is that in the main entrance? Like there's 3 different places they walk into. Is it right in the center one, the big one?
Yeah. So when you go into the center entrance, there's like a kind of an information desk in the lobby. Yes. Like that round desk. So when you go through that entrance, you take a left, and we will be just a few booths down on the right.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm really excited about that because you are closer to 4 bathrooms versus when we're in the back, we're not close to any. So for all of you that drink a lot of tea all day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there. This has been such a great show, and thank you for giving us everything. I think a lot of times we're on, and I think I take it for granted that everyone knows about you and your family. And then sometimes I'll go back and I never knew about your father with that, the Sewing and Vacuum Hall of Fame. I think that's just so well-deserved. I think you'll be there, your whole family, all of you will be there. Well, I consider you all as one anyway, so that's perfect. But you have the best family ever, best business, best customer service, and fabulous stores. And right before I do the drawing, because we're right at 2:30, because You have one new store in Texas, and for those that haven't been here for a while, could you let them know where that is and how they can find it?
Yes, so we have 2 locations in Texas. One is in San Antonio, Texas, and the other one is in Clear Lake, which is south of Houston, right by NASA. So that one's really cool. And we have a brand new location. It's about 3 hours to the right of Dallas, east of Dallas, and that is our Shreveport location. We're so excited to be there. And then we have more locations in Louisiana, so Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Slidell, and who knows where we'll be next.
There should be, I told you that I had gone through all that myself, not realizing that, each one's maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours apart, but you should have an Allbrands tour where everybody goes from one shop to the other. It's the most beautiful drive. I would suggest bringing a friend. And if you're afraid of heights, bring a friend because you have a couple really big bridges. And also let them know which one that one bridge is that you definitely don't want to. You want to make sure you have a full gas tank and an empty bladder. That I can't remember the name of that bridge, but it's really long.
Bridge.
That's it. So some of you were here when Barbara was here a couple weeks ago, and I almost fell off my chair. I'm still pinching myself. But Barbara gave me one of the best treats ever. So we're going to be sewing, and we're going to see one of my favorite artists ever.
Elton John. Yay!
Elton John. Yes, a couple other people were mentioning it too, and then I saw the Allbrands come up. Yes, Elton John. I told Wynn, and Wynn said, "Are you sure she wasn't just kidding?" I go, "I don't think she was kidding."
I also heard the World Series is going to be going on at the same time, so don't forget to wear your team's colors if you're into that as well.
Oh my gosh, and our hotel's right there. That's when. So by the way, don't even plan on sleeping.
It's gonna be fun.
Just make sure you're awake for the Quilt Fest because there's a lot of excitement out there. A lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, Sir Elton, you are correct.
I know, I'm pretty excited. Don't worry, I will take a lot of photos. I'm still pinching myself. I'll believe it when I go. We'll have to make a fabulous outfit, Barbara, to wear to that. Some cute jeans. All right, are you guys ready to draw? Oh, there you go, Delia. That sounds fun. He's making his tour. Okay, Barbara, let me bring this up. And again, thank you for being on here today. And thank you for, let's see. Come on up here. Here we are. And thank you for all the giveaways that you do for everyone, especially the Wolf Pack, because they love it. And let me just bring this. I got to click the right button. I was trying to make us a different size. Here we go. Where's John when we need him? All right, guys, we're going to make the draw. Here we go. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Drum roll. Yay. Beth Small. Hey, Beth. I know who that is. She's watching on Facebook. Congratulations, Beth. So if you send me a private message or an email, info@angelawolf.com will work if you don't have my email. And I will give this to Barbara, and she will get in touch with you. Barbara, this is awesome. So again, there's allbrands.com/quiltfest. And there's their website down below, allbrands.com. Don't forget, you can pre-order those PQ 1500s. I'm telling you, you won't regret that.
I can't wait to meet everyone there. It's going to be an awesome show. We've been planning this all year. We're going to have tons of education and great deals and fun people and beautiful quilts, and it's going to be phenomenal.
And photos and just so much fun. And by the way, you definitely need to take a little bit of time. I try to go early in the morning and walk through those quilts. I mean, they are like pieces of art. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So my favorite event of the year, and with one of my favorite people.
Same.
Barbara, say hi to the family. Wolfpack, great to see you. And if you have any questions about the event, or you're wondering where it's going to be, or any of those things, you can contact either one of us and we'll help you. Allbrands has the website, as you saw, so you can actually register right from there. I will be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but you will be there Wednesday through Sunday. So anytime that works for you.
We're so excited. See you guys there.
Very exciting. And I think that's it. If I see more questions, I'll answer them personally. But Barbara, thank you for spending this hour with us. Thank you. Say hi to your family. You have an awesome business, and glad that the Wolfpack likes to support it as well. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.